लोग कैसे हैं? उम्मीद है कि आप लोग अच्छे होंगे। चलिए आज हम पढ़ते हैं कंजर्वेशन ऑफ प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स। इकोसिस्टम, a community of organisms consisting of producer, consumer and decomposers interacting with one another and with the environment, constituents and ecosystems. Example, a pond, a forest or a seashore. Here is a flowchart showing transfer of energy and nutrients through a food chain in an ecosystem. Producer, herbivore, carnivore. Producer means green plant, herbivore means consumer, carnivore means consumer. Flow of energy and nutrients provide energy. Herbivore, excreta and dead remains. Carnivore, excreta and dead remains. Decomposers, bacteria and fungi. Nutrients from soil and water gives back all nutrient. It is a flow chart. Ecology, the study of the relationship among organisms and the environment in which they live, including all living and non-living components. Flora and fauna, the plants and animals found in a particular area, flora and fauna of that area. Biodiversity, biodiversity or biological diversity is a measure of the variety of the earth's animal, plant, and microbial species. Deforestation, the cutting of trees at large scale is called deforestation. Causes of deforestation: to get wood, timber and fuel, to procure land for building houses and factories. Wildlife, the term wildlife includes any domesticated organism living in their wild natural habitat. Endangered species, these are those plant or animal species whose numbers are so few that they risk of becoming extinct. An example of an endangered species is Javan rhinoceros. IUCN stands for International Union for the Conservation of Nature. Endemic species, the species of plants and animals which are found only in a particular area and are not naturally found anywhere else are known as endemic species. Extinction, it means the complete disappearance of a species. Causes of extinction of wildlife. Wildlife is getting extinct due to the following reasons: indiscriminate cutting of forests, illegal trade of plant and animals products. Wildlife sanctuary, a sanctuary is an area where killing or capturing of any species of wild animals is prohibited. These sanctuaries provide protection and suitable living conditions to build animals. Name of the sanctuary organisms for which they are known: Dachi Game Sanctuary, Kashmir State; Bharatpur Birds in Rajasthan; Siberian Crane; Run of Kush Sanctuary, wild as the flamingo, star tortoise and desert fowl. National Park, a national park is an area of land that is protected the government to conserve the wildlife. Zoological park, it includes all zoos where animals and birds are kept in special cages so as to make people aware about their importance and role in ecosystem. Project Tiger, the Project Tiger was launched on 1st April 1973 by our government to protect the tigers of our country. Red Data Book, the Red Data Book contains the record of all endangered plants and animals. The first Red Data Book of animals was completed in the year 1991. Recycling, it is the process of collecting waste material that are left over after something has been produced or used to regain materials in order to use them again. Deforestation, forest can be replenished by planting more trees and cutting less of forest trees. Answer these questions. Why birds do migration? Answer: birds migrate due to the following reasons: climate change, when climatic conditions are adverse, for laying eggs and prefer places to find areas which can take care of their feeding and breeding. Question number 2: how can we conserve wildlife? Answer: practicing habitats through creating protected areas like natural parks and planting trees, reducing by recycling and using eco-friendly products, and reducing harmful impacts by avoiding pesticides and supporting sustainable practices. Question number 3. Why there is an urgent need to save paper? Answer. It protects trees which are crucial for the environment and conserve energy, water, and reduces pollution associated with paper production. Question number 4. Why reforestation should be done? Answer. It helps mitigate climate change, preserve biodiversity, and support healthy ecosystems that are for human survival. Question number 5. What are endemic species? Give examples. Answer. The endemic species of plants and animals which are found only in a particular area and are not naturally found anywhere else are known as endemic species. Example: Bison, Indian giants, squirrel, etc. Question number 6. What is meant by the term ecology? Answer. The term ecology refers the study of relationship among organisms and the environment in which they live, including all living and non-living components. Define ecosystem. Answer. A community of organisms consisting of producer, consumer, and decomposer interacting with one in another and with the environment constituents an ecosystem. Example: a pond, a forest, etc. Define flora and fauna. Answer. The plant and animal found in a particular area are termed flora and fauna of that area. Question number 9. What will be causes and consequences of deforestation? Answer. Causes of deforestation: to get wood for timber and fuel, to procure land for agriculture use, to procure land for building houses and factories, to procure land for mining, to obtain forest products such as latex, resin, etc. Consequences of deforestation: first, it increases the temperature and pollution level of the earth. Second, it decreases the level of oxygen and increases the level of carbon dioxide. Third, it reduces the fertility of the soil. Question number 4. It leads the global warming as increased level of carbon dioxide traps more heat from sun. Fifth, it leads to drought as in the increased temperature disturbs the water cycle and reduces rainfall. 6. It increases the chances of more soil erosion because with the loss of protective cover of vegetation, the soil easily gets eroded with fast currents of water and storms. 7. It reduces the level of groundwater because in the absence of tree cover, the space of water is reduced and thus groundwater does not get replenished. Question number 10. Define endangered species. These are those plant or animal species whose number are so few that they are risk of becoming extinct. Example: Javan rhinoceros. Vulnerable species. These are those species whose number is declining and if not protected they can become endangered species. Example: many varieties of deer, shrike, almas, sambar deer, and black buck. Rare species. It includes all those species whose population in the world is very small. If not protected, those species may fall into the category of vulnerable or endangered species. Example: Indian elephant, wild buffalo. What is meant by extinction of threatened species? Extinction means the complete disappearance of a species. In the past, extinction are believed to have occurred because were unable to adapt quickly enough naturally changing environment. Example: the dodo. Threatened species are those who requires immediate protection and conservation so that they do not fall under the category rare, vulnerable, endangered species. Question number 12. Give the differences between wildlife sanctuary and national park. Wildlife sanctuary and national park difference between. First, wildlife sanctuary are made for the protection of some specified species such as citrus, pitcher plant, etc. In national parks serve as a habitat for particular wild animals such as tiger, lion, rhinoceros, etc. Wildlife area varies from 0.6 square kilometer to 7.818 square kilometer. In national park areas varies from 0.0 square kilometer to 3.162 square kilometer. The boundary of wildlife sanctuary should increase. The boundary of national park should be not increase. Tree can be cut to only that extent there is not harm to animals, such no cutting or felling of trees allowed. There are 508 wildlife sanctuary in our country. There are 97 national parks in our country. Biosphere Reserve and Botanical Garden. Biosphere Reserve. These are the areas meant for conserving biodiversity. It includes protected areas and surroundings land that are managed to combine both and sustainable of wildlife, plant and animals resources is done along with traditional life. Botanical gardens. These are established to conserve rare and threatened plants. Botanical garden seeds are preserved under controlled conditions and thus many of them serve as seed banks. Reason for conserving wildlife. Causes of extinction of wildlife. Indiscriminate cutting of forest, killing of animal for food, pleasure, skin and hide, illegal trade of plant and animals products, introduction of exotic for frozen breeds which not only compete for food and with local indigenous breeds but sometimes also threaten them for large scale mining and raising of huge buildings and dams. Important wildlife sanctuaries and the organisms for which they are known. Delhi Game Sanctuary, Kashmir Stag, Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, Rajasthan, Siberian Crane, Run of Kuch Sanctuary, wild as the flamingo, the star tortoise and the desert fox. Gir Sanctuary, Gujarat, Asiatic lion, Chital Sambar and Nilgai. Bandipur Sanctuary in Karnataka, Indian elephant. Mudumalai Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, Indian elephant. Sanctuary in Annamalai region protect the most biologically rich areas of Shola forest. Important parks and the organisms for which they are known. Kaziranga National Park in Assam, one-horned rhinoceros. Desert National Park in Thar, Nilgai Chinkara, black buck and great Indian bustard. Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand, tiger. National Park in Madhya Pradesh, wild tiger. फ्रेंड्स, आप लोगों को ये वीडियो कैसी लगी? उम्मीद है कि आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी होगी। अगर ये वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो हमारे चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। थैंक यू।